Assigning blame for the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border has been going on for years. In 2019, a bipartisan panel issued a report calling for immediate action and a whole government approach. One of the authors tells our border team's Anastasia Bolton the migrant crisis has continued for 3 presidential administrations.
There is a crisis on the Texas border right now.
Crisis, humanitarian crisis.
Pick a border event politicians hold for us, journalists.
Crisis
is a crisis.
And you'll hear crisis and border in the same breath a lot.
So we have a crisis.
Crisis right now.
Thank you all for joining with us today.
Border press events started popping up last March.
Well, good afternoon, everybody.
And we've been attending them ever since.
This crisis is a result of President Biden's open border policies.
This has now been going on through 3 different administrations.
Teresa Cardinal Brown is an expert on immigration and border security.
I think none of whom have really taken what I would call long-term steps to address the management of this new migration phenomenon.
Cardinal Brown works for the Bipartisan Policy Center in D.C.
We have to recognize this new type of migration that is persistent.
Cardinal Brown's job is to find solutions to the crises. So in 2018-2019, she was a part of a bipartisan panel commissioned by then Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen. The panel was to figure out how to best address the unprecedented surge of migrant families and children arriving at the border under President Trump.
The border was in crisis. The arrival of these families and children had strained the resources, infrastructure, and capacity of the officials at the border to manage them.
The bipartisan panel outlined many recommendations. It said the situation was reaching catastrophic levels. Solutions couldn't wait. Nearly 3 years later, the border is still in crisis.
I think it's frustrating, and I believe that there are policy answers to these questions. It doesn't have to be either or. It doesn't have to be build a wall or abolish ICE. It doesn't have to be seal it off or open borders. There are ways that the government can do a much better job of managing what they have, but they have to be more flexible.
And we need Congress to act.
Cardinal Brown's point, exactly.
And what we cannot afford, purely partisan baseball.
With Jose Sanchez in the Rio Grande Valley, I'm Anastasia Bolton.